Hi, my name's Harvey Ayliffe. I'm here today with Tom Hixson of Smithfield. I've been a chef for 30 years now. I've got up to the executive chef level at Soho House Group, Rules Restaurant, Bluebird Chelsea. Also I've been a head chef at 34, to name but a few. Today we're going to be making a fantastic chicken pie. Watch this video, you're going to love it. We're going to use this chicken, which is called a label Anglais. It was created about 15 years ago to mirror the French black label chickens. It's a free range, it's got good welfare, lives outside, roams around, feeds on grass and oats, and lives twice the length of the time that your average battery farm chicken lives. It's dry plucked, so it's a nice dry bird. As you can see, there's a little bit of yellowness from the corn fed. Delicious. We're going to use these lovely chestnut mushrooms, leeks and tarragon. Absolutely beautiful. This product is perfect for this dish because we're going to poach it. So we're going to softly cook it, we're going to break the meat off, and then we're going to make a roux and we're going to make a lovely pie. Watch on. So let's get started. Please remember on these particular chickens to take the offal bag from inside it. It's back patch, get the neck, the liver and the kidneys. They're much prized in France. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put my chicken into a pot, as you can see. I'm going to add some lovely thyme here from my garden. I've got a leek I've just cut and cleaned. I've got the neck, I'm going to drop the neck in. I've got a whole clove of garlic cut in half. Some lovely onions. I'm going to chuck some dried mushrooms in. Some few mushroom stalks. And then I'm going to cover with some chicken stock. I'm going to pop that in the oven at 160 degrees for about an hour and a half. Let's start with our mushrooms. So I've just got these lovely chestnut mushrooms, very simple, get them in the supermarkets, very easy to get. And all I'm doing, I've given them a little wash and just cutting them into four, like that. Now we're cooking down our mushrooms in the butter. I've seasoned them well with salt and pepper. What we're going to do, we're going to use that butter we cooked the mushrooms down in to make the sauce, our roux. So we slowly cook them down while our chicken's cooking. And to cook the chicken the day before and let it cool down. But while we're waiting, that's how we make our sauce. So this is how we make our sauce. So I've got our butter here. I'm going to add a tiny little bit of our stock that we've removed from our chicken after it's cooked. So just going to scrape the bottom just to release all them flavours off the bottom of the pan. There's a recipe for this on Tom's blog. I've got my flour, it's the same amount of flour as I had butter. I'm just going to add that in slowly. Plus I'm going to add all the juices from these lovely mushrooms. And now what we're doing, we're just adding a nice hot stock to our sauce and just cooking that out. We want a really thick sauce, so we're stirring that. Now's our time for our chicken. This is coming, just ticking away, nice and low. I'm going to remove, so I've took the skin off the chicken and I'm going to break it. I'm going to break it into big chunks like that. Great big chickens all stripped off, nothing left on the bones at all. Just going to season it lightly with some salt and some pepper. And I'm going to get the last of the juice into my sauce. Last of the mushroom juice into the sauce, and we mix them two together. So now our sauce is nice and thick. Taste it for seasoning. Lovely. Now what we're going to do, we're just going to pour that sauce over the top of our pie mix. Save a little bit, you should have some left, but the extra sauce we're going to turn into pie sauce. So here we go. So I've got my puff pastry rolled out, but it's perfectly fine to use the ready rolled stuff. It's just I find this is a slightly better product. So I'm just going to use a plate. This is my tin. I'm going to use a plate that's giving me plenty of room. I'm just literally going to cut round like so, and then the same again here. Cut round now, just get my shape of my pie. Got my oven tray, just going to spray that. So I'm just using a little bit of olive oil, can use some spray stuff. And then I'm going to lay these sheets, 2 sheets of silicone paper in a cross just at the bottom, so it's going to make it a lot easier for me to take my pie out. So I'm doing is I've got a bit of pastry. I'm just going to use that to push my ends in. Push them in, give it a nice forking as well. It's firmed up well. So now for our pie mix. Lovely big lumps, we want to fill it right up there. Just put round the edge there. Dress that up nicely around the edge. And lift my puff pastry top. I'm just going to rest it over the top like that. Then I'm just going to go round with my fingers and I'm going to crimp it like so. Lifting up the thing, but I'm a pastry chef by no means. So I'm sure if I can do it, you can do it. I'm just tucking it in, that's all I'm doing. I'm pushing it and tucking it. I'm not going to do anything fancy with it. I don't claim to be a fantastic pastry chef. I'm going to put a little bit of pepper on there and a little bit of salt. And I'm going to pop that in the oven, 180 degrees. It's going to take about 40 or 50 minutes. So there's that beautiful plot pie. Lovely bit of gravy. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please share it with your friends. Remember, you can buy the chicken Anglais from Tom Hixson's online. They're a fantastic company and you'll find some wonderful meats from all over the world. They serve some of the best restaurants in London. Remember that.